It literally doesn't matter if someone has experienced poverty or trauma. They still have an addiction. And regardless of how they feel, they still need to take personal accountability for that addiction. Because look, dude, if they're not an addict anymore, then they can address their cultural circumstances. Bro, that's ridiculous. How do you think they ended up with that addiction? You think they just magically came up with alcoholic behavior, bro? Poverty, trauma, and environment are directly correlated with how they came up with those behaviors. It's because of deep-rooted trauma and social pressures that people feel the need to escape their circumstances. That's why they have that coping mechanism. As a matter of fact, it's actually easier for a lot of people to maintain an addiction than it is to just dramatically change their entire life. Building a whole new life without an easily accessible coping mechanism that's familiar to them can actually cause more trauma, dude. Like, you seriously think it's easier to build a whole new life than it is to utilize a coping mechanism? Dude, regardless of their circumstances, they are still choosing to remain an addict. They are still choosing to practice that alcoholic behavior. It's their fault. And of course you want to defend someone that's having trouble accepting accountability for their actions. What is the point of focusing on the social conditions if the person is still making the same decision? Dude, I understand that someone might be choosing to maintain their addiction, but you know that's not the only circumstances at play in that situation, right? So just blatantly ignoring the social circumstances that lead to the behavior is generally more harmful than you could imagine. If we just blatantly disregard their circumstances, we're practicing a lack of empathy. All people just want to be seen and heard and recognized for who they are. They don't want to be treated like a number or treated like a symptom. If taking personal responsibility and adopting that accountability are the key driving forces behind addiction, then why do so many people still struggle with all of those conditions, all of those behaviors, all of those choices, even after they've taken responsibility for everything they've said and done? Are you seriously trying to tell me that your social, physical, and emotional environment aren't key factors in why they continue to choose alcohol?